Yes, sir. Ambassador Plays back in the building. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Not just well, but swell. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Look, y'all, today, I'm not even going to waste y'all's time. I'm going to get straight into it. And as y'all can see by the title of the video, I believe it's called The Sparking Zero Community Complains Too Much. All right, so let's really dive into this, and we're going to do our best to keep a non-biased standpoint, but keep it real all the way. If y'all know me, y'all know that I do my best to be real. I try not to fake anything. All right, whether y'all like it or not, whether y'all respect it or not, is not up to me. It's not in my hands. All I can do is be me unapologetically and authentically. You hear me? But let's go ahead and get into it, man. So this is something that's said about the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero community time and time and time again. And if I'm being real with you, on one hand, I do understand. Okay, on one hand, I do understand. Here's why. So as a viewer, from a consuming standpoint, from a content consumption standpoint, you guys watch videos for specific reasons. Sometimes you guys watch videos to see a character demonstration. Sometimes you guys watch videos to see how Sparking Zero is played by said content creator, or if somebody's uploading a video on text, so on and so forth. And sometimes I think as a viewer, you can get thrown off or backlashed, not backlash, but you can get thrown off and kind of blindsided by the complaints of Sparking Zero, especially if a video isn't titled, you know, something along the lines of complaints. Okay, so I can understand that it can feel like a blindside, right? That's one thing. Two, I think that there are some people out here who truly enjoy Sparking Zero, and they're in some sort of Sparking Zero nostalgia, right? And so when they hear complaints from a content creator, it frustrates them because here and I'm gonna name a few things, so y'all pay attention closely and just think about what I'm saying now, because I'm trying to be as non-biased as possible, as unbiased as possible. They hear complaints from a Sparking Zero creator, and it frustrates them, number one, because they might not agree to the specific complaint, but number two, they do not have the same amount of time played as said creator. Okay, what does this mean, Ambassador Plays? Why is this relevant? Okay, I'm gonna do my best to think of like an example on the fly. Like, okay, boom, if you're working a new job, it's going to be certain people there that you hear certain complaints from because they've been there X amount of years. You as a new person, or you as a person with not as much time worked on that job, you cannot relate to these complaints because the job is bliss to you compared to what you just got done working. Compared from the job that you just got from, this job seems amazing. So these other people's complaints, it just seems like they're crying. It just seems like they're being babies. It just seems like this and seems like that. You can't understand because, number one, you can't relate because you have not had enough time spent on the job. So you just can't relate. It's not necessarily your fault, but is it their fault either? You know what I'm saying? And I'm really trying to get y'all to think on this, because here's the thing: as a content creator, I understand that I can complain full and well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have never claimed to not complain about this game. I have never claimed that I won't complain about this game. I believe as though if a grown man or a grown woman spends their hard-earned money on a product, they have every right to complain. They have every right to complain. Also, I think it's about being held to a specific standard. Listen, when you're making as much money as Sparking Zero, there's certain things that you're just not going to be able to get with. We know that y'all have the ability. We know that y'all have the people. We know that y'all have the experience. And we know that y'all have the blueprint. So where is the issue? Where does the problem lie? Does the problem lie in the lack of care and love and affection from the developers into their product that's supposed to be treated as their baby? Some people say, I would argue. Or does the problem lie in the content creators who are playing this underloved, underappreciated, underaffectionate shown product and consistently complaining about it? Whose fault is it really? Does the community complain too much? Or do the devs not give enough effort? Is the community spoiled, or are the devs lackluster? What's the real problem? My answer to you is it's a little bit of both. But if I have to be completely honest, you're going to have your bad apples all the time. You're going to have your bad apples in the devs. You're going to have your bad apples in the Sparking Zero community. Some people might think Ambassador Plays is a bad apple. And to you, I say, okay. I honestly, like, I can't be mad at you because your opinion is your opinion. You a grown man and or woman Not and. Definitely not and. You can't be both. That might get me in trouble, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at you if you think I'm the bad apple, but my question to you is why? My question to you is, can you honestly look at this game for what it is, the product that it is, the release that it had, and the money that it's made, and can you honestly and fairly and justifiably say, oh yeah, Ambassador Plays, you as a content creator, you're the problem. You complain too much. You complain too much. Or can you take a step back and say, okay, let me put myself in the shoes of a content creator. And I'm listen, guys, I can't speak for everybody else. I can really only speak for me. And I can speak for some of the people that I know, but I'm still not even gonna speak for them because they got their own mouths, their own channels. They could say, you know, their own things. But here's where my frustration lies. My frustration lies in people like my frustration lies in the people that are just talking just to talk, and they don't actually do any research. They don't actually try to inform themselves of anything, and they're just talking purely out of their emotion when they don't like a content creator. And so they want to say, we complain too much. We complain too much. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody else, but I genuinely do think that a lot of our complaints are valid and justified. I think that they are, or at least justifiable, right? Because in order to be justified, you have to have already justified something. So it's justifiable, right? I don't think that we're complaining like, oh, I don't like the way Piccolo's outfit rips right there. Why does he have a rip on his right shoulder instead of his left one? You know what I'm saying? It's not just these stupid complaints like that. It's legitimate stuff. And I think that some of y'all have seen, and if you're being fair, you can attest to this. I think that some of y'all have seen, due to some of our complaints, we've seen some positive changes in the game. Now, have we also seen negative changes in the game? Absolutely. I told y'all I'm gonna do my best to be as non-biased as possible, as unbiased as possible. We've seen some bad changes implemented into the game due to the voice of the content community. Due to the voice of the content creator community within Sparking Zero, but we've also seen some good changes in the game. But the thing that we have to understand is, guys, regardless of the content creator's complaints that you agree with or not, you cannot alleviate the responsibility of the dev team. You cannot alleviate the responsibility of Sparking Zero itself. They have an obligation, or what's supposed to be an obligation. They have a job to fulfill. That is to maintain their game, to upkeep their game in a responsible and a timely manner in order to meet the expectations, I guess, of their consumers, or at least the satisfaction of their consumers. Yeah, I'm not saying that every single thing we complain about should be changed in the game, because if that's the case, then the game will be absolute dog water. And some people can think that the game is dog water right now. That's the opinion that some people might hold currently. But what I'm saying is, guys, we gotta be fair, because I have seen some people legit act like Bandai Namco is just excused of all mistakes, excused of anything and everything they do and or do not do. And that's just not the case. That shouldn't be the case. I believe that if you're gonna blame one side, you also have to be just as willing to blame the other side when that blame belongs to them. Okay, let me give an example. The blame belongs to us when we're complaining about something, we finally get a change, and then we still complain about the change. Now, which one is it, right? As a content creator, okay, you didn't like the Z-Burst Dash. You didn't like the Z-Burst Dash being so expensive, right? Or you didn't like the Z-Burst Dash change, because initially the Z-Burst Dash was like 1 bar a key, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe like 1.5 bars. Nah, I think it was just like 1 bar a key. Then they changed it to 2 bars a key. You didn't like the change. You said that nobody asked for it, and then we reverted back to where it's almost just 1 bar a key, but now the key is utilized based off, the key is consumed based off of how far you are from the opponent. At some points, it's just 1 bar a key. At other points, it's 1.5 bars, 1.5 bars, and if you're really far, it might be 2 bars or a little bit more. Then you say, oh, now the Z-Burst Dash is so overutilized that all we're seeing is Z-Burst Dashes to continue combos. Which one is it? Because you complained about the first change, and now that they reverted it back to the original thing, you're complaining again. That's the problem of the content creator. And whatever content creator says that and contradicts himself later on in the future needs to be man enough to say, all right, you know what? That's on me. That's on me. But on the same end, on the opposite side of the coin, bro, you have to be able to look at Bandai and say, oh, okay, y'all had these things in BT3 and y'all removed them for what good reason? When the community the feedback on the community was positive about these things, different customizations, different mechanics within the game, right? You have people like Grandmaster Hawk who really know the ins and outs of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but yet you have people willing to call him an elitist instead of just hearing him out for his opinion and agreeing to disagree. You call the man an elitist? Listen, I'm being as unbiased as possible. You feel me? So what's the conclusion to this video? What do I genuinely think? I think that there are some people within the community that complain too much. Some of y'all watching this video might be saying, yeah, you one of them. But at the same time, I think that it's absolutely unacceptable to not hold Bandai to a certain standard, especially when this is a multi-million-dollar company who has gained so much money from the same people who are complaining. Because these quote-unquote complainers have lined your pockets, buddy. So do what's in your best interest and try to appease the things that are like actually fair. Does that make sense? Man, it's been Ambassador Plays. This was a short one. I hope y'all enjoyed this gameplay. It was me, Don Coolio Walks, and Demon Joe just in the lobby. We're getting some runs. If I'm being honest with you, towards the latter end, Demon Joe started going absolutely ballistic. He started going crazy, but I didn't include that because why would I do that? You feel me? That's not the kind of video. I wanted to show y'all some solid gameplay of me getting some subs, of Don getting some dubs. So the gameplay that y'all are seeing at this time, it was pretty even. I think Demon Joe would still win. I think he had like 5 wins. I think I had like 3 wins and Don had 2 wins or 3 wins, something like that. It don't really matter, but I hope y'all enjoyed this gameplay. Drop a like if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this, and let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Real talk. Jesus loves you. I love you too. It's been Ambassador Plays, and I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace.